Yeah.
Yeah, and so when I got there, I knew quite a few people. I had quite a few homeboys over there, but it wasn't nothing like what they was talking about. And they told me about the way them Pepper was working the shit out of that nigga down there. I would have never went, probably. But they was telling me about the fighting part of it and some shit that I liked it, you know. And when I got down there and seen the flip side of that shit, yeah, it wasn't nothing that I wanted to be a part of.
So the flip side was the work, the fields, and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, man, it was crazy because I had, even as a juvenile in Gatesville, I hadn't been introduced to rednecks the way I was introduced to rednecks on that Clemmons unit. I mean, they would straight up call you nigga in your face. You know, come here, old nigga, get down there, old nigga, move over there, old nigga. You hear what I say, old nigga? And I'm like,
Damn.
hell, you know. And my homeboy, uh, uh, guy by the name of Larry Senegal, he was my real homeboy. This was my dudes. And he was like, Jim, just hold up a minute, man. Let me talk to you when we get to the date. I said, man, what kind of nigga say, man, just hold up a minute. He said, I'm going to talk to you. So we get to the date room, he say, man, look, these people will kill you. I'm like, man, these white boys calling you niggas. He said, man, these people will kill you, man. So, you know, he said, not just you, they're going to have to kill me too. So, man, I'm like, and then they working you from sun up to sundown, rain, sleet, or snow. And you had a quota, you know. And I tell people all the time, when they talk about slavery, they don't understand it was legalized slavery right here in the state of Texas in the late 70s, early 80s. You know?
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, they were actually killing people for not getting a certain amount of cotton or broom corn or whatever it was that we were picking or pulling at that time, whatever season it was. You had a quota to get, and if you didn't get it, you gonna get the ass whipping. You know, and they wasn't gonna keep telling you. Eventually, something you're gonna end up losing your life.
Damn, dog. So I heard from another older inmate, Mr. Larry. He had passed away. He did like I think 42 years in. He was mentioning these guys called building tenants or turnkeys.
Yeah.
What are those?
Uh, Building tenants and turnkeys were basically inmate officers. They ran the prison at that time. You had, at the time, there was only 13 units in the state of Texas that housed male prisoners. And building tenants and turnkeys acted as officers. And I'm not, you know, all of them wasn't bad because I had some friends that were building tenants and turnkeys, you know, but true story, most of them were cowards because
Okay.
they wouldn't step to a real man, a real nigga, unless there was 2 or 3 of them, you see. And they ran the prison. They did the housing. They decided when you went 8, when you went rec, when you went to commissary, what house, what cell you lived in, who you lived with. All of this was done by inmates, offenders.
How they get that power?
From the warden, from the director of TDC at that time. I mean, this was a practice that was being practiced all over the system in all 13 units. So it was governed and sanctioned by whoever the director was at that time.
And this was during like the 80s, 70s?
This was from uh, like from the beginning of when they first opened the first prison up in Texas, I guess, until I got actual knowledge of it was in the 70s, and then when it was terminated in the 80s.
Okay, so it was terminated in the 80s. So most building tenants or turnkeys, were they multicultural? Were they black, white, Mexican? What color were they?
Well, they were multicolors, but the majority of them were black. I mean, that's just basic. At the time, blacks were the more physical. And this is what the officers look for, somebody that could handle themselves physically and exert authority over a weak inmate.
Okay.
And you had the head building tenant, the head turnkey, and all of the other guys that were turnkeys or building tenants worked under these guys. And they gave them instructions as to what to do. Until, you know, it got to be so bad, they had a federal judge, a William Wayne Justice, and he stepped in because they were actually killing people. They were killing people here.
Hold on. The building tenants were killing people.
Oh yeah, the building tenants, the officers, when they come through for count time, to see if everybody was present on the unit. The officer would come up, a building attendant would walk in front of him, and he'd be counting, and the officer would be counting behind him. And when they stop, they give a number. And if the other one agreed with the other one, then everything, the count was clear. And they would do this from unit to unit, from section to section. And the same way with rec, child, they determined who was going to child first, who was going to rec first, how long they was going to be out there, blah, blah, blah.
So the building tenants had power just like one of the guards.
Oh, no, they had,
So what if an inmate didn't want to go to work?
oh, no, that was unheard of. That was unheard of. The deal was this. If you were assigned to a squad to work outside in the fields, they come over the intercom in the morning, and they call out the number of squads that was going out. And if they call 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole, 4 hole, get ready for work, then you know you was in that squad, you gonna get up and get ready for work. And if you don't get up and get ready for work, when your squad turn out, the building attendants, they gonna radio in and say, hey, so-and-so Smith didn't show up for work today. See if he in his cell. And building attendant come down and say, hey, Smith, wake you up. Say, man, you know your squad went to work this morning? Say, oh, man, I was asleep. I'm stuck out. You stuck out. Roll 13 cell. You know what I'm saying? And you got 6, 7 of them niggas come down there, and you understand, you got to go fighting, you know, and you gonna fight these clowns all the way to that door up there. And when the turnkey outside the door, unlock it, the building attendant's job is over with. Now it's turnkey time. You got 6, 7 turnkeys in the hallway. You got to fight them all the way to the back gate, to the back door. When they unlock the back door, you go out the back door, hit it to the back gate. You got the back gate turnkeys back there. All these niggas mad at you because you stuck out for work. And you fighting these niggas all the way to the trailer. You get on the trailer, they take you out there to the fields where all of the other squads was already out there, and your squad was out there already working. And first thing, the sergeant or captain, whoever came, got you, telling people in your squad, yeah, old nigga Smith just laying on his ass, our ass, and that sleep. Y'all out here working and getting at it, and blah, blah, blah. Somebody got to take his role, and y'all going for that shit, and they put you in the squad. Now you got to fight these niggas in the squad. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, you telling me you getting your ass kicked from your cell all the way to work, and when you get to work, they're gonna kick your ass, and you still gotta work?
You got what they had at the time was lead rows, tail rows, and strikers. The lead row was the one set the pace for the work. The tail row was the one on the other end of the line that made sure everybody in the middle of the line kept up between the lead row and the tail row. Then you had 2, 3 niggas that hung in the back that were strikers. And their job was just to catch up the ones that was working slow and couldn't keep up.
Right.
You did? So really, these niggas just beat them up, niggas, and you know, they gonna beat your ass the whole day. You got to fight 1 or 2 of these clowns all day long, you know, because you was stuck out for work.
God damn.
Oh, yeah.
So you said they terminated the turnkey shit. About what year was this?
I think they stopped it in 1982. When William Wayne Justice came through there. It was between 82 and 84. 82 and 84.
Okay.
When it went all the way out of the, you know, they had passed the law, they outlawed them, but they were still using them up until it was actually enforced after they had ended up hiring enough officers to take the place of the inmates that was actually doing the jobs. You see what I'm saying?
So the prison was understaffed.
Oh yeah, you might have had on every shift, you might have had 10 officers, you know, 20 at the most, and the rest of the unit was just run by prisoners.
And this was all male officers. Was it any female officers?
Oh no, it wasn't no female. You wouldn't gonna see no female period unless you went up front to the warden's office and his secretaries was up in there, or you went to school and they had teachers in there. But then you couldn't look at them because they had what they call a reckless eyeball case, and they would shoot you to death about that shit there, by looking at one of the females.
When did they start bringing in female guards?
Around about 83. 83, between 83 is like I said, and 84, when they got real hard pressed to hire more staff because they had did away with the bill attendant turnkeys, the prisoner use. They had to hire more, so they were really desperate. And this is when they started to hire female. Actually, what they did was this: they didn't allow blacks fathers to live in the projects no more, where they with the kids and